So it started off in my community where I'm coming from, cause I'm from Sonneville, which is a small community of like only few people that are doing what are we doing right now, and only a few people could understand and relate what is it that we're doing. You know what I mean? So growing up, I've always wanted to be the coolest guy, like the guy who's creating opportunities for everybody, not just me, not just for my family, because of I understand that most people will think that I'm actually doing this for okay, I wanna be that guy, I wanna be a hero. No, I'm not trying to be a hero, but what I'm actually trying to do is showing the kids for where I'm coming from that actually if this guy can actually make it, it means that I can also make it too, you know. So when I was 13 years old, all right, I've always wanted to be on TV. I've always wanted to be on TV like so much. Doesn't I don't really care what is it that I'm doing on TV, but then as long as I can see myself like being on TV, that's it. So whether it's acting, whether it's the music, whether it's soccer, but then soccer was my passion, was actually like my passion at the time. So I started playing soccer with my friends. We were playing soccer. I remember I was 13 years old. Cause you know I was a huge fan of Orlando Pirates at the time. I loved Rachale, so that was the guy that I was looking up to at the time. So we started playing soccer, playing soccer, playing soccer, and all of that. And as time goes by, I was like, Ash, man, you know, this energy is weak. It's not, I don't feel like I will get it, the opportunity to be where I want to be because of, Ash, I live in a community where like it's very small, it's far from opportunities, you know, it's far, like it's very far. But at the same time, I had hope because of at the time we didn't even have a TV at home. I didn't have a phone. You know what I mean? So I was just stuck like, Ish, I don't even know if these people that we see on TV every day are they like real people or what's happening, you know, because we're not familiar with that. Where I'm coming from, we don't have somebody who grew up in front of our eyes and then now he's on TV. So I wanted to be that guy. I wanted to be that guy like so badly. So I was like, Ish, actually, what is it that I can actually do? I played soccer. I played soccer with my friends, and then maybe after 2 years I quit because of I was like, nah, there must be a way. There must be something that I can actually do. I took a long break. I was still in school, and then I think when I was doing grade 8, I went to literally a secondary school, which is where I met like different kids from different blocks because of where I'm coming from. The community is separated with blocks. There's block 1, block 2, block 4, block 6, block 8, whatever, whatever, block 9, Maibu. Then there's Maibu. That's where I'm coming from, Maibu. So when I went to Literally, that's when I met like so many kids, uh, which is some of them were playing soccer. And then I met some of the kids that are doing music. I met some of the kids that are fashion designers. I met some of the kids that are just like actors doing like poetry, everything theater related. And I was like, oh damn. Actually, there's kids that are doing this shit right here in the hood. And then I was like, okay, so how do I create relationship with these kids? How do I create relationship with these kids? Because of I wanna relate. I wanna know what's happening. Like, you know, I'm that kind of person. Like I like knowledge. If I don't know about something and I have interest on it, I like asking that what's happening? Yo guys, what is it? What is it that you're doing? How do you make this? How do you make this? So I was like, nah. So now I have to choose. So I was familiar with the music, and then I met some friends. There's the other friend of mine. No, he's no longer my friend. He's no longer my friend. He used to be one. And you know, some of the things happened. So it's Jabu. Jabu had a studio. So like Jabu had a studio where he lived. So I was like, I made a relationship with Jabu. I made a relationship with Jabu, and I was like, yo, Bosin, what is it? Can you please introduce me into this music thing? Because of I think I have passion for this. I might love doing music because of already at the time when I was doing grade 8, I had a cell phone, which is now I was so related like with what's happening on the internet. I was so related in what's happening on the internet because of Amapiano was popping at the time. We had the likes of Abo Miano, Abo Kilakao, and Abo Kamompela, like all of um, these cats that were doing amapiano by the time they're still doing amapiano. So I was like, okay, so now I want to become like them. I want to become like them because of I loved how they presented themselves like on TV and everywhere, like on social medias. And I was like, Ish, I want to become part of this community, but then I don't think it's possible. But then actually I had hope because of now here's a studio. So I'm like, okay, what is it that I'm going to do on this studio? What is it that I'm going to sing about? And then I went back and did my research. I went back and did my research. So I started understanding that this is how you do it. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. We started recording. We started recording. Boom, 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 boom. We made a lot of songs, crazy songs, stupid songs, you know. And I was like, Ash. So now, what's the next step? How do we let people know? How do we give people this music? And I was like, okay, damn. Because of now we don't have that kind of knowledge, and I'm the only guy that can say these guys can look up to because of I was old by the time I was old amongst these guys that I was chilling with. So I was like, I had to make a plan. I was like, nah, I need to drop an EP. Lapo, I don't even know how to drop an EP. I don't even know like all these things streaming platforms like your Spotify and whatever. I didn't know that there are charts where you can submit your music, charts like Bo Amuse and everything, you know, Distro Kid. I didn't have access to that, so I was like, nah, there must be a way. There must be a way. So I took my music from the computer. I took my music from the computer and sent everybody like that was fucking with me like at the time. Sent everybody like on the class, all these kids like from school. I sent all of them, and then uh, I started getting recognition from school, a small nyana recognition from school, and then I was like, nah, this is not enough because I didn't have hope. I didn't have hope. You must remember, I didn't have hope at all. So I quitted music. I quitted music. I was like, nah, this thing's not working out. Now I'm stuck. Like I don't know if I should continue doing the music, if I should go back to soccer, or let me try something out. Like maybe theater. And then there were some cars at the hood. I remember there was a cast that I once joined in Lusaka Community Hall, and okay, we went to like perform somewhere in Krugerstop. I don't remember properly what's that place. It was dope. It was dope because of um I had that experience of like, okay, this is how it feels. This is how it started. There must be somebody who's a writer. There must be a director. So now I start to understand that actually what you see on CV, this is how it's done. And I was like, oh, damn. So now it took me back to, okay, actually it means all of these things that you're doing, uh, whether you're doing music, whether you're playing soccer, whether you're acting, uh, it's one thing. It's one thing, which is it's the same industry, entertainment industry as a whole. And I was like, oh damn. So now I need to find a way in which like I can bring all these creatives together into one spot. And I was like, okay, so how do I do that? So I was like, okay, because of at the time I felt like I was still small. Felt like I was still young. I felt like I was still young at the time. And when I went to social media, I came across a video because I used to be a huge fan of Killer Cow at the time. I used to be a huge fan of Killer Cow at the time. RIP to Killer Cow. I used to be a fan, huge fan. So I was like, Ash, but Killer Cow, they old. So it means Ash, maybe because I didn't understand like what was happening on the industry and everything. But there is a year where Cotton Fest was popping. I don't know if it's the first or second Cotton Fest, and Kilaka was performing, and he was performing with this young nigga, same age, same age, and I was like, no man, who's this nigga? Cause if this kid seems like he's the same age as me, so if he can actually make it, what can actually stop me from doing it? You know what I mean? What can actually stop me from creating, being on that big stage with thousands of people, 5,000 of people watching you rocking? It means I can also do it. I can also be part of the culture. I can also be part of the movement. But then how do I do it? And then I was like, first thing, I need to do a research on who's this guy. And I realized that the kid is Uncle Vinny. Uncle Vin was popping. Uncle Vin was doing waves. It was before the dance challenge, but then already nigga like was doing like crazy things, and I was like, oh, I searched him on Facebook, and I realized that oh, he's an MC, radio presenter, TV presenter, and I was like, okay, I see about being a TV presenter, uh, radio presenter because of we don't have much resources in Swaneville, but how about being an MC, master of ceremony, because of at least regardless of the resources, lack of resources, but then at least we have people that are doing shows, smaller Nyana shows, which is the shows that can bring the community together. How about I become an MC and actually get that exposure so that people can be familiar with what is it that I'm doing and what is it that I'm capable of. So I did my research how to must I went on the internet because of the internet is out there. The internet is out there. You just need data, access to the internet. And then I was like, okay, how to be a good MC, how to do introduction, everything. I studied all of that. Like, that was general knowledge. I didn't go to school for that. That was general knowledge. And I was like, okay, cool. So now I think I'm prepared. You know, that's how crazy it was. Like, I was like, okay, right now I'm prepared. I can do it. Like, I can do it. So I went to my nigga Papa's, shout out, went to Papa's. I was like, yo, I'm in school. Papa's is the guy that's doing fashion. It's not fashion shows, but modeling, like modeling shows in the hood. Yeah, fashion is the same thing. So I went to Papa's. I was like, yo, this is who I am. And I'm from this school. I told him that I'm from NSA in Frankfurt, you know. So they gave us a research. They gave us a research, like it's something like it's a practical. They need content. So I need to be on stage as an MC. Let me hold your show like it's for you, for free. Let me just do it. Like, let me just roll. It's for free, you know. I want to be an MC, and in return, I just want to take content and stuff like that and stuff like that. In return, you can just take me videos and reshare to your stories and stuff like that. It was like, I bet you can pull up on Saturday. You can pull up on Saturday and actually show us what it is that you can actually bring to the table. I was like, okay, damn. So now it's approved. I went back home. And I was so excited because of I finally got a chance to be in front of at least 200 people from my community. And I was like, okay. And I went there on Saturday. I rocked. You know what I mean? Like, I rocked. I showed them that, yeah, this is who I am. And after stage, he called me. This guy called me, Papas, and was like, yo, how old are you? I think I was 17 or 16, somewhere. Told him, like, yo, I'm 16. How long have you been doing this? It's my first time. I was like, yo, you crazy. Never stop. Never stop. You must never stop. And then from that day, I started networking myself. And I was the youngest MC in Sonneville. I don't know about now. I don't know who are some of the kids that are popping. I don't know, but I'm gonna know very soon, and I'm gonna give them a chance to actually present themselves where I can, you know. So from there, I was like, okay, I'm doing very well. So now, Sonneville finally recognizes me. They know that there's this kid called Malume Tjarow who's doing something for the community. And I was like, okay, let me actually go home and see what's the next step. What do I do now? You know, what do I do now? Because of finally now I have this relationship with this certain program in the hood, you know, which is Papa's Modeling and Projects. But then now it doesn't have to be just about like this such kind of events. They must be like, because I'm the master of ceremony, you know, so each and everything that is related to public related, I need to participate in, you know. So I started networking myself on social media and in person. I started attending events from everywhere, like whether it's Kahit, whether it's Soweto, whether it's Mutlakeng, Sonneville, wherever, and Alexander, Tio Tembisa, you name them, you know. And I made connections. I went back to music, attended like studio sessions, you know. We made a lot of music with these niggas. And even though most of the music we kept, cause we have more music that's coming. But then that's it. Like in J, it's just a matter of time before we release the that music, you know. And I was like, okay, So if this is how is it, but then still I can see that we're doing so well, we're doing the music and everything, but then how do you get like the world to see us? How do you get this country, South Africa as a whole, to see us because of us? Like other guys are doing it. How do we get like yo, Cubs are the small, whoever, Uncle Vinny's, excuse me, to actually like see us that yo, this is who we are, this is how we represent ourselves, you know, because of we had guys who are doing like clothes in the hood, we have guys who are doing clothes in the hood, a lot of guys, you know, but at the same time, Vinny, but at the same time I was like, okay, if we can have guys who are doing fashion, which is clothes, and guys who are doing music, and guys who are doing media on the same in the same space because of its entertainment industry as a whole. But then how do we do that? You know? So I was like, no, let me actually go outside to see what's happening. And I went to Braamfontein for the first time. No, for the first time, Jenkins gave me the plug. Some of my nigga Jenkins gave me the plug. Was like, yo, you can pull up in Braamfontein. There's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's happening. So pull up. So he didn't tell me. Jenkins knew that I was a huge fan of Uncle Vin at the time, but then he didn't really told me that this is what's happening. He just told me like pull up. I won't forget that day. It was the 23rd of Feb 2022, I think, which is the day that Ricky passed on, you know. So in the morning I was like, when I went to Facebook, I was like, yo, like the poster everywhere, like yo, RIP Riky Rick, RIP Riky Rick. Lapo, this guy I just got a text from this guy telling me that I need to come to Joburg, and you know, like growing up, like you know, your moms tell you that you grew up with that mentality of like, yo, you can't go to Joburg on your own, it's not safe. What? Do you know what I mean? I had those thoughts. Cause you know how it is, like in the news, like every time when your parents watching the news, it's always that thing of like, it's not safe, a goal, it's not safe, a goal, you know? But then I was like, nah, I'm a man, I gotta do a plan for what I love. Because of already there's a lot of kids that are doing it, you know? So I went to Joburg. Went there, went to Braamfontein at what's this place? Playground. Yeah, the playground market. I went there. I chilled. That's when, and then later on, we met the likes of Uncle Vinny for the first time. Comes at a small DJ Maporisa, Questa, Scroof 28. Uh, who else? DJ Stoke, him do aka TRP. And I was like, actually, these people that you see on TV and social media, they real. So got to take pictures, went back to high school, showed everybody, my friends, like, yo, I was with these guys, and I'm gonna make it there, I'm gonna make it to the top, you know? So it's possible, and I was so happy the following day because of I had to post on my Facebook and Instagrams everywhere that, yo, it's possible. You can actually make it because of I saw these people, just by seeing these people, not really like making a connection with them, but then just by seeing them, I had huge hope because of like it's something that's really strange. Like where I'm coming from, it's something that's really strange. And the following day, you get to see that, oh, Tjaro, what do you do, yo, Tjaro. And I was like, oh, so actually, if I can keep on networking with these guys each and every time, there must be something that I can feed it into, you know. So I was like, okay, let me continue doing the music, let me continue being an MC, and let me continue like attending all these events. Let me continue coming to this place in Braamfontein, you know. And I won't even lie, I met a lot of people. I made connections with a lot of brands like Scotty Uzi. It's right here in Braamfontein at more piercings. Bought a lot of clothes. I bought a lot of clothes. Bought a lot of clothes. Those guys are so creative, you know, Scotty Uzi. Those guys are so creative. I won't even lie. They're doing so dope. We see what they're doing. And also in Mutlakeng, we have vegan carrot. You can see, we have vegan carrot. And I was like, oh, actually, these guys, they're doing so great. So what is it that I do to, what can I do to put all these guys like together? What is it that I can actually do like to bring all these guys into one table and share creativity, exchange numbers, just like Ricky did, And I was like, Aish, because of they know that I'm an MC, because of it wasn't my plan to be here, to be sitting here on this table. It wasn't my plan to be sitting on this table, telling you guys stories on who I am, what is it that I do, how did I get where I am today, because of like this idea of like podcast and everything. It wasn't my plan at all. Like it wasn't my plan. Me, I've always wanted to be an MC, or either like just pop up with music, like the other creatives. That was my plan. Like because of if you can have like Uncle Vinny like doing music, just booming just by like doing a dance challenge. My boy have been pushing like everything, radio, television, emceeing for the longest run, but then we can all agree that he got a spotlight by his dance challenge, which is he was always around the major league DJs, which is attending all the balcony mix and stuff like that. That was my plan. That okay, maybe if I can make it just through a dance challenge, then what can actually stop me? You know what I mean? And I was like, oh, and other guys got a breakthrough through the music, and I want to be part of that. I want to be part of that culture. You know what I mean? I want to be part of that culture. But at the same time, I was like, how? Because of Ash, now we have a lot of creatives coming through. We have a lot of creatives coming through, a lot of creative kids. Because, hey, man, it's very bad. I don't even know what to say. Like, I can really sing. I'm not really good at singing. But then during lockdown, a lot of kids pulled through, like your Amaroto, like you name them, like there's a lot of people that popped up like during lockdown. So I was like, Ish, what is it that I can actually do? Because if I see like Ish, with the music and MCing it's taking so long, I gotta wait for people to actually like hit you up, like yo, I'm gonna need an MC. Where 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. I was like, nah man, I can't just sit here and be an MC. Like I'm gonna be an MC until when? I'm gonna do music until when? You know what I mean? Because of who I am. I don't even have a studio. I don't even have a studio. So I'm tired of going like to knock every time when I feel like I have a concept. So I was like, what is it that I can actually do to bring all these creatives together in one spot and share creativity, exchange numbers and everything, you know? And then that's when Real Ghobhoza Mzansi came through, That's when Real Ghobhoza Mzansi came through. That's the idea of Real Ghobhoza Mzansi. I was like, okay, with Real Ghobhoza Mzansi, I know that I can actually bring the guys who are doing music, the guys who are doing clothes, fashion, whatever your craft is. Like, it doesn't matter where you're coming from. You can be from the west, from the north, from the east. This can be a spot where you come and share a story for us, and then we can upload it to on the internet, and everybody can see what you can. Everybody can actually see you and understand what your vision, because of it's very difficult to market your vision. It's very difficult to show the people present yourself. But then today we have the internet, and at that time when I was in school, at that time when who's calling? At that time when I was in school, it was very difficult to actually go out and network with other kids because of, as man, you know how it is like being in school. You're always stuck, and your parents tell you that yeah, you must focus on school. We won't allow you to do anything besides from school. So that's how like that distraction. But then as time went by, we actually realized, and I can say the lockdown, coronavirus actually showed us that actually there's the other things that we can focus on other than music, cause that's where most people were focusing on, like the internet. Like most people were focusing strictly on the internet. So I can say that's when people actually realized, like black people, most of the black people realized that no man, no, there is the other way to make money, just through by being creative. Cause internet have proven that there's a lot of ways to make money just by being creative. You can actually start something today and advertise it. You have a cell phone, you have the internet, you can actually advertise what is it that you're doing, like on the phone, just post. Somebody might see it and they're gonna share it with their friends. You know what I mean? And I was like, oh damn. So this is how it is. This is how you can actually network. This is how you can actually sell your craft. And I was like, okay, it's no longer about like door to door. Now you can just take pictures of your product and actually like just throw it on the internet. And tomorrow you can get a DM from somebody from your Mutlakeng, somebody from Tembisa, somebody from Soweto, somebody from Swaneville, somebody from Kagiso, telling you that yo, I love your product and I fuck with your product. And I was like, okay, so this is how all these guys sell their music. You do a beat today. Tomorrow you call a vocalist, and then you put it together, and then you put it. You take a clip, put it on TikTok, and everybody can dance, just dance, and relate with the dance challenge, And tomorrow it can be the biggest thing, and you can actually get gigs like everywhere in the country. From the country, we're going international. I was like, okay, so this is how it is. So right now, I'm grateful for the people like Latuma Ngogolo. I'm so grateful for the people like Latuma Ngogolo for actually showing us that you can actually make it international just by designing clothes. You can actually make it international. You can actually attend photo shoots for Gucci. You know, just by making clothes, you can actually make a store, have a store, own a store in New York. Which is I'm grateful for people like Tyler, DJ Maporisa, Black Coffee, they're showing us major league DJs. They're showing us that okay, you can actually make it to international just by selling your music, just by through the internet from the internet South Africa to the world. Which is why I'm so grateful for the guys like brands like Galaxy Boy. They have a store now. They have their own store, biggest store right here in Sansin. I'm grateful for the guys like that because of now they're showing the other brands that are growing in the hills that you can actually make it. So, which is why I'm grateful for a platform like your real Ghobhoza Mzansi. It's showing the kids that, if Malume Tjarow can actually make it to the top, what can actually stop you from being at the top? Because of I believe there's nothing that stopped me ever since from the first day when I started. There's nothing that stopped me, and there's nothing that's gonna stop me like starting from now, cause I've always had a vision of being at the top, and at this point I don't even want anybody to believe in me, cause like I believe I got me, like I believe in myself. And whether you believe in me or not, I'm still gonna wake up with this faith because of I have faith that I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna get a breakthrough, and growing up, I've always wanted to make. I've always wanted to go out there and look for opportunities. And I realized that no, actually, everybody is doing that shit. How about I make people look for opportunities from me? How about I make opportunities for the people? You know, so that's the idea of Real Ghobhoza Mzansi. That's the idea of Real Ghobhoza Mzansi, like bringing all the creatives together in one spot, sharing opportunities, sharing knowledge, sharing creativity. At least we can make a change because of in terms of, I feel like this is the legacy that I want to leave behind. I feel like this is the legacy that I want to leave behind. For the kids of South Africa. Because of in terms of the legacy, how people remember you is what you leave behind. There's no way in which like people can remember you without creating something that people are gonna benefit from. It's like planting a seed. You know, nobody gonna believe in it on you when you still planting the seed. But then eventually, it might take some years. It might take 2 years or 3 years. It might take 10 years. It might take even 20 years. But then eventually, people are gonna benefit from that certain seed that you planted like few years back. And this is what I'm doing. I have 6 years right now pushing, still trying to put it together, and it only comes together every time I push myself to be content and actually network with more people. It only comes together every time I push myself very hard. Because of if I don't, there's nobody who's doing that thing for me. There's nobody that's doing that thing for me. So which is why I'm grateful for the guys like your Mikey Verse, the guys like your Orenj Apparel in the hood, your up since day one. I'm just gonna mention a few for now. Those are the guys that are doing like clothes. where I'm coming from. I'm grateful for the guys like your like there's a lot of guys. I'm grateful for the guys like Master Bev because of he's doing like events in the hood. He's doing events in the hood, which is putting all the creatives together. Shout out to Cocktail Sunday Social Garden. They're putting all the kids together in one spot. Sharing creativity, good time, good vibes. Putting the hood in the spot. You know, that's who we are. That's part of the culture. That's who we are. Right now, I'm really proud of my hood, where I'm coming from, because of now we have people who are doing music, we have people who are doing clothes, and we have media. So it's that's gonna show the kids that okay, actually it's very, 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 very possible. You can make it through by just going to school, but then just because of not everybody will make it just by going to school. At least there's still a way to make it without even going to school. And because of remembering how it used to be, if you're not going to school, if a kid is not going to school, it means he's just gonna like stay at home. He's just gonna stay at home. The next thing, this kid is robbing the people in the street. You know, next thing he's in prison. But then right now we actually showing these kids that no, there is a way, there is a better way, and this is the way. You might not be so good in school, but then you can actually be good in doing music. You can actually be creative in like designing clothes. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful for guys like that. I'm very, very grateful for guys like that. And here is Real Ghobhoza Mzansi today. Here is Malume Tjarow today, giving back to the community. You know, and this is me playing my part. This is me playing my part. So now it's up to the people on how. This is how I represent myself to this industry. Like, yeah, yo, this is who I am. This is how I represent myself. So it's up to the people now. Now it's up to the people on how they receive it. But then at least one of the days they'll remember that there was something, or there is something that's called Real Ghobhoza Mzansi by your Malume Tjarow, because of it's mine 100%. And whether you like it or not, like all these kids that are creative, all these kids that are running the streets, I'm gonna bring them all here. I'm gonna bring them all here. So it's up to the people whether you wanna fuck with us or not. Because of if you don't wanna fuck with us, we don't fuck with you. You don't fuck with us, we don't fuck with you. That's how it is. That's the energy that we're bringing right now. Things have changed. You know, things have changed. Otherwise, Bafetu, please keep on supporting the young creatives, the rising talent in the hood. Uh, I think we should try by all means to fight gatekeeping. We need to try by all means to fight gatekeeping, because of that's not the future. That's not who we are. That's not how we're supposed to be. Like as black people, we need to uplift each other and go to the top, start businesses. So, and you know that each and every business must have a foundation. So you must support the business while it's still growing. You know what I mean. I'm so grateful for the guys like DJ Spoo. I'm so grateful for the guys like DJ Spoo, because of they showing us that actually, yeah, you can actually a black person can actually own a business. You know what I mean? A black person can actually own a business, and it's gonna be successful. You can actually start a product today, like your energy drink, and tomorrow it can actually be on ShopRite. You can actually DJ. You must remember that DJ Spoo have more fire. He's the owner, like 100% of more fire. So if DJ Spoo can actually do it, it means you can also do it. Today, he has Mzek's Kitchen. It's food, and we need to try by all means that we support. We support the nigga. We need to try by all means that we support DJ Spoo. I'm so grateful for the guys like him, and I'm so grateful for guys like uh, the legendary Ricky. He left Cotton First. This is the furniture that's gonna live forever. That's how it is. Like, you feel me? That's how it is. That's what you need to focus on. Here's Cotton First up here, creating a safe space for creatives. There's MTV Base, there's YFM, there's yo, there's plenty of things. There's plenty of things. Like each and everyone have there's skaters right there. Like each and everyone have a role to play. Each and everyone, they accommodate each and every creative. You know, That's what we need to focus on. That's who we are as black people. Like we're so creative. Look at international artists who are doing like the best music in America. It's the black Americans. It's us, you know. So whether those guys there are doing good things or bad things, you can always uh, you can always understand what they're doing. You can always relate with what they're doing, with how they represent themselves, through what they're wearing, through how they look, you know. Whether you have like the dreadlocks or just a katnyana, you know, just a jacket nyana, ubashay uthi, sending istariana, you know, sending uthi spansulanyana, two-piece, matanda kitchen, kavela. That's who we are, that's us, you know, which is why I'm so grateful for the people, Amachita, the people that we always with, like Emma Conan and everything. Those guys taught us something that, yo, we are also part of you guys. And whether you like us or not, we don't care whether we're doing bad things and you guys are doing good things, but then this is who we are and this is how we were, you know. Mhlawumbe ukushayele mathanda kitchen, two-piece mathanda kitchen, wathi ikavela with a socks showing a little bit, you know. That's who we are. That's who we are, you know. So, otherwise, guys, thank you very much. This is Real Ghobhoza Mzansi with your one and only host, Malume Tjarow 012, aka Dr. Baby Live, baby. You know how we're doing it. We keep it low, but we stay high on the same time. At the same time, see you on the next episode, baby. Let's go. It's a wrap.